Do you hear that? Gee. It's the ice maker, making vibrations throughout the daylight. Kind of creepy when it's coming through the microphone. Kind of creepy. Wow. Okay. Hey, Jet's mom. How are you doing, fancy lady? How are you? You doing good? How are you? You doing good? You doing good? You doing good? What if I just sat here the whole time? You doing good? 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 I'm just waiting for that to get stuck in your head. You doing good? You doing good? Marlene, you doing good? Wow. Morning, Chantel. Good morning, Patty. You doing good? Now it's stuck in my head. You doing good? You doing good? Hey, Auntie Side-Eye. You doing good? You doing good? Okay, now I can't stop. Whoa, that's addicting. Hey, Siren, drive safe. Hope you're doing good. You're doing good. Peach, don't threaten me with a good time. Hey, K-Rocks. I had a really good time with you yesterday offline. Marlene, are you doing okay? Here, now let's make a sad version. You're doing okay. You're doing okay. You gotta add a little like flirty Karen in there with it. You're doing okay. Patty muted me. Lycan says, you're like the annoying kid in class who was really peppy in the morning time. Yeah, and I was the one who said, fuck teachers, I chew gum. Hold on. This is for the youth of America, for entertainment purposes only. Fuck. Okay, fuck. Fuck. Okay. Fuck. Chew. Gum. There. Fuck you. Listen, I blame teachers for people not getting their first kiss in high school. Did you see Scarlett's 10 hours of this song that never ends? I did not, Hot Pepper. I blame teachers for nasty, disgusting, filthy, hey Tiff, breath sitting next to children that they're not allowing them to chew gum. First of all, I chewed sugar-free gum. That is very good for your teeth. I mean, the aspartame or whatever is probably not so good for your health. But who fucking cares? At least I French kissed all over those hallways. I spread myself around that high school like a filthy little syphilistic whore at Mardi Gras times. So fuck teachers, chew gum. But thank you for your work, teachers. I really do appreciate it, okay? Do you remember they didn't allow gum in class? Hey, are we good? We're good now? We're good? Is there already a troll account of that? Love you, Sky Maiden. Were you guys allowed to chew gum in school? Marie? Anyone? Because and listen to me very carefully when I say this to you, okay? Don't tell me that after I spend my allowance money on gum down the street from the school at the gas station when I could have bootlegged and spent it on booze, I could be drunk in that class, in that moment, and they're telling me I can't have fresh breath. Fuck you. They remind me of every hag on this platform that has a nasty, disgusting, bad breath-filled channel. Okay? Don't you tell me that I can't do that. Doing good now? You good now? Yes, I said either chew gum or smoke. Yeah. And and they said, oh, well, children stick it under the desk. You damn fucking right I did stick it under the desk. You want to know why there's gum stuck under the desk? Because you asked me to take it out of my mouth and you pissed me off. That's fucking why. Don't you ever tell me to take my fresh breath out of my mouth again, you filthy trifling piece of shit. No gum, no makeup? Oh, did you go to a Catholic school? Boarding school? It's because the gum would be stuck under the desk. Oh, please. I'm sure there's all sorts of bodily fluids under that thing. You feel me? Okay. I just think that, and here's another thing while I'm at it. Okay. Here's another thing. You know what pisses me off? We're going to talk about, you know what? This might piss a couple of you liberals off, but that's okay. You'll get over it. You know what makes me mad? Well, I guess it's not just about liberals. I guess this is a worldwide problem. Okay. Is that we are taught to not make fun. We are taught to not make fun of people's looks. Don't look shame people. Don't say people are ugly. Don't say people are, gangly or chubby or cracked out or too skinny or, we're not. That's bad. That's frowned upon, right? Walk into a fucking job interview and what's the first thing they do? What's the first thing you do before you go to a job interview? I got to pick out my nicest outfit. I got to make sure I look good. Really? So you're going to be hired based on what you look like? And let me get into you businessmen, motherfuckers. All you people wearing shirts and ties out there and thinking, oh, this is the only way to be businessy. We got to dress up and look good. So you're saying that a person that maybe can't afford as good a clothing as you can't do the job just as fucking good as you? And that the job requires looking a certain way? Because at the end of the day, it does. So your HR department can shove everything that they have in those books right up their HRE fucking human resourcey ass. Okay? Because you're basically saying we can't judge people based on who they sleep with and, their gender and what they look like and stuff like that. However, if you look like shit when you come to work and if you wear jeans or something, we're going to fire you because we're judgmental on the way that you look and what you wear. Isn't that fucked up? It's a contradiction in itself. Business people and all these people, they should not be dressing up. They should just be doing their fucking jobs. God, how do I get off on that tangent? Wow. Anyways, gather around. No chance. No dance. No chance. No dance. No chance. Give me second chances. That's so cool! I won! Yay! Ow! Ow! Who is this? Hello?
Hi, this is Bill.
Hey,
Thanks
Bill.
for being a Colorado Electric customer. Since new policy is passed, local contractors are giving homeowners rebates of up to $4,000 to support Colorado's solar program.
Ooh,
it won't cost you a penny to switch to solar, and they'll pay you to do it since it supports our new mandate. To see if your home qualifies, press 1.
Okay. Sorry
Please hold while we try to connect you.
Hey, penguins.
This call may be monitored
I've always been
recorded
shitty
for
at
quality
interviews.
assurance or training purposes.
I think it's stupid. You fucking sit there and you, especially tattoos, telling people you can't wear tattoos. Hello?
Hello?
Who is this?
Hello, sir. My name is Jake. I'm with the Solar Rebate Program. Can you please verify your zip code?
I don't want to dox myself.
I'm sorry, sir?
I don't want to dox myself. I just did that in the shower. Why do you guys keep calling my phone time in the morning times?
I don't know, sir.
You're talking about solar power and stuff? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, sir.
I don't want to interrupt you. Huh?
Well, sir, the reason that we are calling is because you are in a qualified area for the solar program. So I would like to check if your zip code is in fact in a qualified area. Can you please confirm it?
Do you know that I live in an apartment building?
Well, sir, that kind of information is really useful for me because I honestly don't know. But let me disposition his phone number because you're in an apartment.
I live in an apartment building. They're not going to let me install solar powers here. It's all connected. They all relate us together at the same time. They push us together and make us do the same stuff. It's like a cult here.
Yes, sorry, I totally understand. So, I'm gonna transfer the call to Phil.
Who's Phil? Wait, hold on. I can't talk very long, but can I just ask you a question? Are you allowed to have tattoos at your... Don't ever call my phone again and hang up on me when I have a question for you, you son of a bitch. They've been calling me every morning around this hours. Hey, Sam. They've been calling me every fucking morning, and I can't ask them one question? Fuck you. Fucking selfish bastards. Like, I want to talk to Phil. What's Phil going to do? Turn my apartment into a single home? A single family home? He's like, oh, okay. You know when you call in to cancel something at like like you want to call and cancel your service at like a satellite cable company or something? I'm like, I live in an apartment. You cannot have solar power. Okay, let me go ahead and transfer you to Phil. Okay, he's going to go ahead and boost you back into the future to where your apartments aren't even actually going to exist anymore. There's actually going to be single family homes there. If you'd like to upgrade, you're just going to have to boost yourself up to the year 3045. Fuck off, Phil. I should call him back and be like, hey, put Phil on the phone. I want to talk to Phil. I want to know what Phil had to say, but it's an unknown number. I really want to know what Phil had to say. Now I'm curious. So I hope he calls back. He sounded like a scammer. I don't know. Well, we get a lot of, it's Colorado Electric. So I live in back to liberals. I live in a very liberal state. And so like, they're all blue and shit. So they're all about saving the environment and all that kind of stuff, which, you know, every time somebody asks me to save the environment, I'm like, I think it'll be fine by the time I die. And I don't listen to me very closely, bitches. Listen to me very closely. Do you really now, you may have children, okay, but I don't. I don't give a fuck what happens to the earth after I pass. Is that fucked up? But it's the truth. I'm not going to be here. It'll be fine. It's fine. We have enough resources to get me by the other 40, 50 years I have left here. So everybody just calm down. Sorry about that. No, I'm not. First, it's fuck the teachers. Now it's fuck the kids. Wow. Trying to sell your solar power. We have those calls in the UK. I'm sorry, but I don't want to wait. I wait long enough paying for electricity for my phone to charge. Okay. I don't want to have to wait for my house to charge so that my phone can charge. That sounds like a lot of waiting and a lot of charging. And it just sounds like a lot of fucking bullshit when I could just plug my phone into Excel Energy, which is the local electric company in my home. Okay. Hey, boo boo kitty meow. Peach pretended to buy a gift card for a scammer on the phone once and then said that you got stuck in Tesco's toilet and he waited like 30 minutes for me until he got the hint. That's a good one. See, listen, I think if you're calling me, then you need to bow down, bitch, and you're my bitch. Okay, you walked into my territory. This is my phone call now, bitch. So you place yourself on hold if you need to, grab a cup of coffee, and strap up your boots, bitch. Because now you're on my time. But back to tattoos at work. That's another thing that's very discriminatory because we're not supposed to judge people based on the color of their skin. And it goes even deeper than that, folks. Okay? Because you should not be judging people based on like what gender they choose to be or how people identify and how they go into restrooms and which one. So here's my question. If you choose, just like, you know, you're allowed to use whatever bathroom you want. So if you choose to change the color of your skin on part of it for a tattoo, how are you discriminated against? Because that is identifying as somebody who is either Asian, Caucasian, African American, but chooses to have a different skin tone in a different area of their body with a different design. So you're saying somebody that chooses you know, to identify as something, you can't, like, you're not allowed to tell them what to do. And you're not allowed to fire them or anything because of that reason. But you're allowed to fire somebody or not hire them because they have a different color on part of their skin for a fucking tattoo, you pieces of shit. That's fucked up. Okay? Hey, Michael. A month before I started working for my company, you men couldn't have facial hair, and that was just 2021. That's fucked up. When I was a flight attendant, I wasn't allowed to have earrings in my ears. What is going to be the issue if I'm walking up and down the aisles and be like, coffee, drinks, anybody, peanuts, anyone, coffee? And they're like, oh, he has earrings. No, I want to speak to the manager right now. Every male flight attendant has earrings, and I'm sure they have butt plugs as well while they're working. Isn't that fun? Wow. Tammy says you don't judge somebody when they get a tan, so why judge them if they get a tattoo? Exactly. And you're not supposed to judge them based on their appearance. So why are we judging you? Listen, hygiene is one thing. If you're coming into work, especially if you're working around food, you're close to people, you're in a closed office or, a very tight work area, then yeah, that's a problem. You need to have good hygiene, not smell horrible and stuff. But what about people who are still working and they're going through chemotherapy? People who are going through chemo, they have body odors that come out of their body that they can't control. Lots of different people do. So it's like, where do you draw the line and where is it okay? So if you're saying that if I come in for a job interview and I have zero fucking experience whatsoever, I don't know shit about your company, I don't know shit about what you do, I don't know anything, and I'm sitting next to somebody who is highly qualified, maybe they have some jeans that are faded and they have a nice like button-up shirt, but they're not in it, but I'm in a tie and everything and I look just like amazing as usual, and you're gonna hire me, okay, because I look cool, I look like I know what I'm talking about. Yeah, they don't judge birthmarks, Penguin. I look like a kiss ass, right? Because I'm wearing a tie, I'm kissing your ass. I'm a tight ass, so I've never got a tattoo or anything like that. Nothing. So you're going to hire me over somebody who is highly qualified, maybe even has 20 years experience because they have a tattoo on their neck. So you are judging them. So companies that say they do not judge, they do not discriminate based on, looks, that's fucking bullshit lie. Oh! I just hit my liquid IV. No, I don't really have an IV in. Hey, Daria. Yes, I found you on my block list, Daria. Hey there, Robbie in chat. Starting from the beginning, I don't want to miss a thing. Hello. How are you? Pesky's worked with someone once who smelled like meat pie and onions. Now, that was an offense. That is pretty terrible. How come I can't hear myself anymore? What happened? What happened? What happened? Oh, Excuse Mouse says, well, I feel like that's a little different because employers want to know that you take the job seriously. So dressing up shows that you make effort, but tattoos should matter. I do agree with that. I mean, effort, right? Like we're taught ever since we're younger, you get an A for effort. Like you tried. But I think like there's so many different types of clothes in the world, and everybody has their own version of what looks nice and what's comfortable and what their effort is. Like there's plenty of people, like women I see working in offices that allow this, and I think it's great. They have their tattoos, their sleeves, and they have just a nice little blouse that's very stylish and like a little skirt. And it's not like your typical button all the way up to the top, like business suit. And then you see men that do different, but it's like, we're like robots. We're all supposed to, every shirt and tie looks the same except a different color. So we're all supposed to be this one version of what's an idea of what's acceptable to be like dressing up. I find that offensive, but I do agree. Excuse me, as far as like trying, like, did you do your hair? Do you care about yourself? Did you just roll out of bed and, do you stink? But, some people, they don't have showers, and that's the reason they need a job. Some people don't have a place to shower, to sleep, or anything like that. And here's the other part too. I used to be a server back in the day when I was a regular smoker, and we weren't allowed to smoke like in front of the building or even be seen smoking cigarettes. And I'm thinking to myself, you fucking dicks. Do you know how stressful serving tables is? I'm sure a lot of you do. You know how fucking stressful that is? And how much hard work that is? So if somebody wants to take a 2-minute fucking break to take a couple puffs off of a cigarette to let the steam off, then so fucking be it. This world is flipped upside down and it's bullshit. And I named this off the wall because I was going to do some of these stupid card things. And then we got into these topics. But it is very judgmental. Tammy went for a job interview at a jeweler and they told her not to beware of a certain type of ring because they thought it looked tacky, like they didn't know it came from their jewels. So wait, you were supposed to wear a certain type of ring or one that you weren't supposed to have? It's Marie, what it is it's like look at, I know women are like, they're allowed to play with their style more. I think women's style is just, it's more, there's more variety and things to choose from. But for men, if you're getting a job in an office or you're a businessman, you basically have to wear a button-up shirt and a tie. And can I just tell you really fast, Michael and I, just on our date, we did like button-up shirts and jeans and a tie. And we paid like $70 for these shirts that don't even fucking tuck in right. So I'm sorry, if you are wearing a decent shirt and it shapes your body nice and you know, it fits your body, whatever, I think that looks way better than if you spend $70 on a shirt and it's bagging out everywhere and you look like a fucking potato sack. Oh, excuse me, I was in Colorado too, and it's too much more laid back here than where I'm from originally. In DC, they will hold it against you for wearing your hair the wrong way. That's yeah, and people do that with hair color. Oh, my boyfriend thinks anal beads are classy. Or he says, are anal beads classy? I think so. It depends on the material. Yeah. Yeah, it does. Here, I used to work for a call center, and it was business casual. Okay. You guys familiar with the term business casual, which means like, you don't have to like dress up like you're going to prom, but you can't wear like a baseball cap and jeans and a t-shirt and stuff. However, on Fridays you could. What? So if you're able to wear, first of all, we worked in a call center. None of the customers could see us. So if I work in a call center, the customers can't see me. I'm using a professional voice. I'm helping them in a very good way. I'm doing my job really fucking good. But I'm only allowed to wear a baseball cap and jeans and a t-shirt on Friday. If you're allowed to do it on Friday, casual Fridays, anti-side-A. Why can't you just fucking do it every day anyways? Who cares? I think that's dumb. And I mean, it even goes further. I think even with weddings, funerals, we've gone over funerals before. Those are a total fucking waste. You guys are sitting here saying that we need to donate money to the homeless places and give them clothes and shit like this, but we're burying people in fucking expensive clothing. Listen, if it means something to the person that's being buried in it, it's one thing. But if you're just like, oh yeah, let's buy him like a $5,000 dress and bury him in it. Fuck you. You can't take it with you. And there's still people up here breathing in freezing cold temperatures. And you're concerned about what is going to be going on in that coffin. Absolutely nothing, because the soul has already moved on. You can't take that shit with you. Now, if it's special and somebody requests it, like, oh, I want to be buried with this or that. I mean, out of comfort and to comfort them, yes, do it. But you don't have to do it. $5,000. I don't even know. How much does a coffin cost, you guys? Spending thousands of dollars on a box that all the pets that I've buried that I love with all of my heart. and they were perfectly fine being buried in a fucking shoebox or just throwing their body in the fucking ground and throwing some dirt on top of it, saying a little prayer and get the fuck out of there and going to have some fucking Cheetos or pudding afterwards. Jesus. And then we have to spend thousands of dollars on fucking buffet food and all this shit afterwards. Just buy some booze and get fucked up afterwards because you know you're going to want to get drunk. Okay? $10,000. Wow. $1,800 and up. Anyone that's able to work in a call center and in sales deserves the world and should be able to go in wearing PJs. Both jobs to me are a nightmare. Yeah, I worked in, much respect to those who could do it. I worked in the retention department eventually. At first, I worked in tech for a cable company where they call in. And for like 3 years, I just helped people walk them through how to work their remotes and stuff like that. And then they forced us to go into the retention department to where people call in and say, cancel my service. We were required to offer not one, but 2 offers to them. Something free, you know, give you that, like kiss their ass. People would, and if we didn't, even if they were mad, we would get a 0 grade on the phone call. So if somebody called in and said, cancel my fucking service, I don't want to hear anything. I don't want you to offer me anything. Just cancel it. I know how this works. We're supposed to take a breath. Okay, sir. Actually, you know what? Let's just do a fucking, let's do I need an angry customer to call in. Let's do some role playing. I need an angry customer. Somebody come up here and be an angry customer. Make sure that you tell me you want to cancel your service and you know ifs, ands, or buts, and I'll show you what I had to do, which eventually I had the choice on Cinco de Mayo of that year to either quit or be fired. You want to know why? Anybody guess? And I worked there for like 4 years because I was on the phone and this woman was like cutting me down, calling me the F word and all sorts of stuff. And I was like, oh, shut the fuck up, you stupid cunt. Under my breath. And the call was recorded. Is that cool? They're like, yeah, if you do that, we understand you get upset, but you need to mute. And actually, I don't know if I was going to get fired because they're like, let's give it to the end of the day and we're going to make a decision, you know, see what we need to do with you. And I walked up, I went to lunch. I remember it was because I made a lot of close friends at that job and we're sitting around. And I was at the table. I was like, I think I'm going to go quit. And they're like, what? I was like, yeah, I'll be back. I'll say bye. And I walked up and I walked in. I was like, hey, you know about the phone call that I called the lady the cunt and stuff? Yeah, I quit. Sorry. This is a stressful job. I'm fucking tired of it. And I'm tired of being talked down too. So fuck this. What did Michael say? Michael says, my cousin rolled some of my mom in a joint and smoked her. That's what she wanted. Oh, yeah, that is true. Because if you guys don't know, Michael's mom is passed on, and they did do that. Uh-oh. Hold on. I'm going to have to take a sip of my coffee. I think I have a customer calling in to cancel. Let me make sure it's them, though. I need to verify the account. Robbie's network. How can I help you?
Hello.
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 Can I get your name, please?
Am I going to have to
ma'am?
explain this to you again? Because I've already have had to explain my situation to 5 other people. I've been on hold. I've been hung up on.
Yeah, ma'am, I can just calm down. Okay, ma'am, I need to get your name, please. And how can I help you?
My
Yes,
name,
are
I've
gonna have
given
to
my name
explain
to
it
the
again.
first 5 people I spoke to. They don't transfer it over when they transfer my call through all these tiers. What tier am I at now? What tier is this? Is this tier like 17?
Well, I'll tell you, you
Are
got
you
through
going to
5 and now
cure
I'm
the
number
world
6.
of all of
So,
its ailments at tier 17? They couldn't do it at tier 5 and 2 and 3 and
ma'am, how can I help you? I'm
sir,
gonna need your
I
name
just want my
because
internet to work.
okay. What exactly seems to be the issue with your internet, ma'am?
Well, when I open my laptop and I go click on my little Chrome icon and I click it and I get the little dinosaur jumping over the bushes instead of my home screen.
Okay. And so you were calling in to cancel because of that? Is that correct?
Yeah, because when you pay for internet, it should work, right? Right?
Well, welcome to Robbie's network. Ma'am, If you would like, I can go ahead and give you a free month of service for your trouble, and
Mm-mm.
we can get you
Nope. No.
we
No.
can get you transferred over to the tech department, and I'll give you
No.
thrown a
No. I
blow.
just want it to work.
Right.
I've already
Yeah,
been to
that's
tech. I've been to tech 2 times now. Tech sent me back to you. When tech couldn't do what tech's supposed to do, so now I'm back here to you.
well.
And what am I? Are you the internet magician? Are you going to wave a wand to make it work?
Well, ma'am, I just want to let you know that we are the #1 leading provider in America and the United States, and we are more than happy to make an experience. I do want to let you know that if you do go to another company, you are going to be paying $20 more per month. Okay.
Well, will it work?
Probably not. Your mouth works. Oh, sorry. Can you give me a minute? I'm just going to place you on a quick hold, ma'am. Just one moment, please.
Excuse me? Can I speak to his
Sorry about
manager?
that.
Can you get me your manager? I need to speak to your supervisor. Who runs you?
Oh,
Who is in control of you? Who owns you in that company? I need to speak to them, please.
I can't. Hillary Clinton is out of the office today.
I don't want to speak to Hillary and just need your supervisor.
Well, ma'am, she is the
Please.
director of our company.
You
And
are so rude. You are so rude. Do they pay you? Is this a paid job or is this like community service you're doing? Because I can't imagine anybody pays you at that job right now. They pay you
well,
to
we
do
kind of
this?
get what we get. Well, to be honest, ma'am, this is community service, and I went to prison for murder. But that's besides the point, ma'am. I'd like to go
I'm
ahead
in
and
your
offer you,
parking lot right now and I'm looking in your window and
ma'am.
I can
Call
see
centers do
you
not have
and you're
windows.
dressed like a slob and you're looking at your phone and you don't care about my internet. I had a double shot of
Um,
espresso this morning
ooh,
and
wow.
yeah,
I will
and I
say,
am fired up.
you are a damn good Karen, because I am not even kidding. I swear I've
You know
spoke to
what
you
it
before.
You know what it is, Robbie? I was a trade show coordinator for many years, well over a decade. And I was a business to business person, but I have dealt with so many upset and angry people in my years. And I tend to have, from these experiences, I've tend to be overly empathetic to the people who I'm dealing with in customer service or in any capacity, right? And I tend to really, I don't have to be super conscious about it, but I tend to try and keep my cool now, especially as I'm getting older, but there's a little part of me that's bottled up. You know what I mean? There's that little tiny part of me that sometimes I just want to let loose on people. So there you go.
Love you, Michael. Well, the thing is, I think, like, because when I call in, and I've worked in call centers, but one thing that annoys me, and no, this is not racist, but I don't like when people, it's not just the language barrier, but people don't understand what you mean, like what you need. They don't know how to help you, and they don't understand.
Yes.
And then, ooh, you know what triggers me into like murderous thoughts is when like you said, when you're like, I've already explained this to 5 other people. I have to give you my information again. And if I have a slight bit of an attitude and they hang up on me, that's when I flip the chair over and fire comes from my eyes.
Yeah, I have literally almost thrown my phone at a wall before because of that. People are really unwilling to do their jobs these days too. I'm noticing, like, there's no above and beyond anymore. It's like you're lucky if you get bare minimum,
Well, I'm gonna let you
So
take this angry customer if you'd like, Jet's mom, or Tiff. But before I do you guys ever notice that it's just like on YouTube, like keyboard warriors? Do you notice how those operators treat you like shit? And it's like, if you were in front of me, you would not be talking to me like that. You definitely wouldn't be hanging up on me, bitch.
Oh yeah,
It's incredible these days. I mean, when my comment, my neck tattoo comment is actually being silly because I don't care if you're good in sales. If you're good in sales, I don't care. If you
Fuck
have
sales.
it's a God-given charisma that you have.
Yes.
I worked in event marketing too, so we talk about trade shows. I get what you're saying.
Mhm.
That was my jazz. But I'm hiring people with a certain type of clientele in mind, right? Like that's who we're selling to. And
Mhm.
it is interesting though.
You judge based on looks?
Not actually, I judge based on charisma, because
Yeah.
there's a certain type of person that I am looking for. And I've had people with face tattoos and like gang signs and stuff who can sell the shit out of everything. And yes, I do want them to cover their, the little like on the teardrop thing. Yes, please cover that with makeup because that's a little weird. But like, it is.
Is that how many people they murdered?
I don't know. It was a joke. I was joking, but
I think the
It's supposed
teardrop
to be. I'm not
gives
sure
are-
if it is, it really is or not, but
no, this was more of a. He made a bad. He had to get a tattoo about his thing on his face at some point, and we just covered it up. But he was incredible.
I don't understand how salespeople such a good mood. That I guess maybe because they are good at it, and I believe that you really.
Uh-oh.
uh-oh.
Oh, look, he looks so cute though.
Yeah, he
Am I
looks like he's
frozen?
about to sing oh, there he is.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. It's the internet. See, now we need to call my internet provider and bitch
Oh, I'll
about it.
call him for you. You could call him, put him on speakerphone. I'll handle it. You'll have fiber optic by this afternoon.
For free for like 2 years.
Yeah.
I will say that was good the way Tiff was like, and I could see you through the windows wearing your baseball cap and blah blah. Because that is like, first of all, I was like, there's not windows in call centers. They're like concentration camps.
No.
And but that was like on point because seriously, but I will say I've been that person too. Like as much as I hated talking to people like that on the line, I've also been that asshole of like, I'm gonna make your life a living hell now and just being a bitch.
Yeah.
People are struggling right now a lot with not just like providers like that. That sucks by itself, but medical stuff. You can't even get people to talk to you on like from a doctor's perspective with stuff these days. You're stuck, everybody's getting the runaround, and what it has a lot to do with is the workforce for these right now. There's a lot of issues with being able to hire
people not wanting to work, huh? Yeah.
not wanting to work. Well, and then it comes into the whole affordability of hiring third parties that then contract. And it's a very convoluted system right now. And it's very interesting. I think if we look at this from like at the big perspective, right? Who are you talking to? Who are you selling to?
Well, I think business in general, the big perspective, that's why like I wasn't even talking about that this morning, and all of a sudden I start talking about it, and I'm like, oh, like when you look at the big picture and you step back and you see companies that judge people, like I'm not a marijuana person, but lots of people use marijuana to chill, just like they do with booze when they get off work or something. Sure. You're not allowed to do that. You're not allowed, like it's very judgmental. But if you look at the rule books of these companies, they're like basically going against themselves because they're saying, don't do this, don't judge people for this. If if you say the wrong words and stuff, but it's like you're judging people and talking shit about them without your words. You're doing it with your policies, and it pisses me off. Because I know somebody that was homeless, and they would get up every morning and wait in line for the workforce place. No showers. They would sleep on a bench, and they would go to the workforce every day. That, to me, shows me you care about your income and you're fucking hired.
Absolutely. There is. I totally agree with that. I think it's very difficult hiring people. And Tiff, I'm not trying to say anybody who's under my age-ish or anybody, I don't know. It's very difficult to hire people in certain age ranges because of the entitlement. It is, it's if you really think about it, we are taking away the possibility, because when I was younger, I could go to work and work for my first job. I made smoothies. I like worked at a smoothie shop, and like it was awesome for me. But I was being paid a wage, probably $6 or $7 an hour, in Arizona, and I was worth my $6 or $7. Now, where I live in California, the minimum wage for a similar job is going to be $15, $16. How the heck are people going to compensate that? How are they going to compensate that?
it's impossible for a business to pay that. I mean, that is a high minimum wage. But I, it has to go with the cost of living out here too, right? So I live in Southern California too, and it's super expensive to live out here. But believe it or not, Robbie, I ran a call center in my 20s.
Mhm.
And I can tell you when I was loosey-goosey with my people, and I had a interesting array of people in there who worked for me. And I was very young. I was much younger than most of them. I think at the time I was only like 22. And when I let them come in their pajamas and just, I was super casual about it because I was kind of a mess myself at the time. You know what I mean? It's like, I didn't want to get dressed up either. The business performance, their performance on the job suffered from it, because if they were too casual and I let them be too lax, if I was too lax on them, their performance, it showed,
Oh,
Mhm.
yeah. I mean, and I think that's why I've never wanted. One time I had an interview with the career that I'm at, and I got promoted to a supervisor, and I ended up going to a different department just because I did not. The supervisors are not looked at as good people, really, because they're very bossy. And I didn't want to become, like, it takes a certain type of person to be a boss or a supervisor. So if you are
Mhm.
lenient, you're basically, I mean, look at how people are with children. If you don't discipline them in certain ways, they're going to get a little bit out of hand. So I would
Right.
make a terrible supervisor, just so you know, because I can't even say no to my dog.
Well,
So
excuse me, Matt. She makes a good point, on her comment that, if you're good at something in life, it should be cultivated. Absolutely. Unfortunately, we're
bye,
taking
K-Rox.
we're taking these jobs where, they're okay, like In and Out. I don't know if you guys have In and Out. It's a really neat hamburger style foods place.
Mm-hmm.
Um, they've always had higher wages than everybody else. And they hire really talented young people. It's like Dutch Brothers. They hire really great people, and they're cultivating that environment, and that's how people are going to be able to be better people in their jobs in the future.
Yeah.
Now, other places that just are like, you just need to make some money, extra money to have fun on the weekends, or when you're in college or whatever you might be doing in life, and pay rent when you're, sharing a room with somebody, like they're taking away possibilities for people by some of the wage increases, but it's a cost of living thing too. So it's a tit for tat, right?
Yeah.
It's
Mm.
very complicated.
Well,
And I really
it was funny. The first exhibit house I worked for, they had a stand-in CEO through their private equity group that owned part of the company. So they brought in this temporary CEO guy, right, to kind of shape up the sales force and the company in general. They needed some overhaul. And this guy saw the fact that I was pretty new at the time still. I'd only been there for about 5 months. And this was my first, toe dip into this trade show area of business, right? And he saw that I was closing like 49% of my proposals. And he was like, what's how can we get you doing more business? And he figured out the fact that, we had sales CRMs and all these stupid policies. We had to enter in calls and do this. And I'm not good at that stuff. I'm truly just a salesperson, right? So this
Mhm.
guy hired me. I had like 3 assistants. I had a project manager. I had an assistant. I had an assistant for my assistant to get me only selling. And it was absolutely hilarious because after a month, I was making a third of the company's entire revenue, right?
right.
So Ian was really great in the sense that he saw the fact that I struggled in areas, but he didn't ding me for it. He simply kind of, coddled
Embraced
me
it.
in a way, but maximized my productivity, which offset the cost and everything. So he was a great guy. That's kind of like what Kitty was saying,
It's a
I
great
believe,
manager.
about yeah. Well, I was making
Is
them a
that
lot of
Tammy?
money though too.
Oh, okay. Just making sure.
Hey, sweetheart.
I couldn't do it. I could do the sale, like not sales, but taking phone calls and like billing. If you call me about your bill, need help, whatever, like that kind of stuff I could do. But when like, for example, I tried doing vacuum sales when I was a teenager, when I was 19, you had to go into people's homes and you weren't paid for the demonstration. And you had to there was a script even, you had to be like, boom, pow, isn't that amazing? And like, be all animated and like energetic and crazy. And I did it one time and the people didn't buy the vacuum and I lost all motivation and I didn't want to be animated and crazy and fun anymore. So I quit after like one day.
You know, it's really funny. That job itself, if someone tells me they were successful at that specific job in sales, I'm like, you're hired.
Jason. I can't like.
I know, not that you wouldn't be, Robbie. I'd hire you in a fucking heartbeat. But
well, and I'm also bad with physical, pushy salespeople. Like Michael and I just bought the newspaper from this guy at King Soopers because immediately when we walked in, and we already canceled it, by the way. Immediately when we walked in, this guy was charming, very handsome African-American guy, very funny, joking with us. And then he basically guilted us into buying this paper. And he even said, if you buy it, just cancel in like a month, but I still get credit for it. And it's like, you just became our friend, basically. And he even said he wanted to come sleep on our couch at one point. I'm not kidding. He might have been kidding. I don't know. And I was like, he totally, like, that is some scammy shit to like ease your way in, kiss their ass, become their friend, and then be like, oh, well, come on, buy it because I just need commission. And it's like sympathy. He totally scammed us. Or I couldn't do that.
But I can tell you my nightmare when I had just gotten to college. When I had joined the college marching band, I joined the marching band service fraternity. As part of their service thing, they went to the college's public radio PBS station because they ran that for Lexington. And they were having their pledge drive. And what the fraternity had to do was take the list of former pledge donors who hadn't donated in a while and start calling people at home and ask if they would renew their old pledges at double what they had paid before. And I was like, oh my God. I cannot do that.
If you guys have worked in a call center, you know how people get frustrated with their customers. You could always tell, okay, Tiff, I wondered what happened. You could always tell when somebody's getting frustrated because it's peaceful and silent and there's like hundreds of cubicles. Then all of a sudden you hear someone, ma'am, 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 ma'am. And they're like repeating, or sir, sir, because you have to like talk over people because they're cussing you out. And it was pretty good. You know what I would want as ASMR in the background, just like, you know, comical and relaxing sound effects, is a call center on like a white noise machine, because once in a while it's all peaceful with typing and then you hear, ma'am.
Have we lost connection? Are you there?
No, they would scream because they would start yelling. Like their customers wouldn't let them talk.
Oh.
They'd be like, ma'am. And I don't think you could mute the other person, unfortunately. You can't mute your customers, which I suppose would be frowned upon, but not in my world, not at my business.
I had a call from Amazon the other day. Well, I keep getting it every day, but they go to me, oh, there's some suspicious activity on your account. First I said I don't have one. Then they rang back and I said to them, they go, there's some suspicious activity on your Amazon account. We need to check with you. I'm like, oh, really? Is there? Shit. What's going on? They said, oh, well, you have tools worth over $5,000. I'm like, oh, what kind of tools? Like electrical tools, like drills, sanders and all that. I'm like, oh, no. I'm like, what else is there? And they gave me a whole list of things. I'm going, that must be my ex-husband. And they're like, oh, well, do you wish to give us your credit card details and we'll put it on hold and refund your money? And I'm like, here's an idea. How about you actually check your fucking files? Excuse my language. How about you check your fucking files before you ring me back? Because A, I don't have a husband, and B, I don't have an Amazon account. So you know what, though? How about you shove it? And then they hung up on me.
I think I don't deal well with like being in I don't like being trapped in conversations I don't want to be in. I don't like running into, well, I guess now that I'm older, I do like running into people that I haven't seen in a long time in public. I used to have a weird social phobia of that a couple of years ago even, but I don't like when, first of all, if I'm going to the store or I'm going out, I have an agenda. Like I have something to do. I don't want to be stopped. I don't want to have a conversation. And that's what I don't get about sales is I guess when you bring something to someone's mind and like advertise, then people are like, oh, maybe I do want that. But I don't go shopping for something unless I fucking want it. So I will come to you if I want a newspaper. I will come to you if I want any of that shit.
I had. What about when over here many moons ago we used to have the people on Greenpeace? Do you want to save the whales? I said, I already do. I don't go to the beach.
I don't like.
And they're like, what's that supposed to mean? I'm like,
I'm allergic to sand.
Hey, I'm saving the whales too. I'm getting fucking solar powered once my apartment turns into a one-person home.
Oh, it's funny when my grandmother lived. When my grandmother was alive, she used to always have people ringing her and saying she lived in like a retirement home, but it was independent living, and she lived in like units on top of each other. And they say, "Oh, we're here to talk to you about your roof." She goes, "I don't have a roof." Like, excuse me, ma'am. Everybody has a roof. She goes, "Well, I don't." And they're like, "Well, what protects you from the rain?" She goes, "I live in an apartment building, so I'm fine." And the guy that was talking to you before, he was similarly like, "I'll transfer you." She goes, "You don't need to transfer me. I'm not interested in anything to do with your roofing. Stop calling me." And then one other person, "We're ringing to arrange an inspection in your property." What? Yeah, your house is for sale. I don't live in a house. Oh, sorry, we mean your unit. Oh, okay. Who's in charge? Oh, someone by the name of Gunter. And she goes, I'm sorry, but I live in a retirement home. If anyone's going to come and tell me that someone's going to look through my property, it'll be the people that look after me. Oh, sorry for that, ma'am. And they rang her back about 10 times that day. And she's like, can you just like go away? My grandmother never swore. So she's like, just go away. And now the
I like
we're
messing
called
with them.
I do with Amazon that
you
night.
guys may think I'm super childish, and it's because I am. It's the Gemini in me. But like sometimes people, like you're calling me, okay? So the gloves are off, and like people will call with the weirdest stuff, and I'll just start orgasming, like, and like just mess with them. And they're like, "Excuse me, sir," and I'm just like, "Oh, yeah," and I'll like respond to them. Still, like with my words, whatever they're saying, I'll respond, but just in a very sexual, orgasmic voice. And excuse me, we need to have coffee, by the way. Okay, and that is the Denver Post. I bet there's one at the door right now because they haven't stopped delivering it yet.
Okay, this is going to be totally disrespectful to all people out there, but I used to, when I lived with my ex, who was an SOB, but that's moving on from that, I used to get Jehovah's Witnesses knocking at my door.
Yeah.
And they would say they wanted to talk to me about Jesus because Jesus sent them to me. I'm like, if Jesus sent you to me, he would have known to send you to me after 11 a.m. One time I was... Because I'm not a mom. I know that sounds bad. Another time I said, I will listen to you, but I've got housework to do. If you guys are willing to help me, fine. They did my dishes. They mowed my lawn, things I had to do.
That's brilliant.
And they did it. And then they said, so what did you take from all this? I said, I know how to get cheap and free house cleaning. It's great. And they're like, no, what we told you about Jesus. I'm like, oh okay. Yep, heard it all.
Okay,
and
I
then
guess
I opened up a Diet Coke and they're like, you know, Diet Coke is a sin. And I'm like, what?
I'd be like, get the hell out of my house.
And they're like, because it gives you the energy, you know, the caffeine in it. And I'm like, oh, did you want a cup of coffee or tea? And they're like, oh, one said, oh, I'll have a cup of coffee. I'm like, you're drinking something that's a sin because it's giving you a perk up.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, and then one time, when I first started living here where I am now, I didn't know that the guy I was talking to diagonally from my unit, his mum is a Jehovah's Witness. And I got sick of them knocking at my door. So one time I just said, look, I don't want to hear your shit. Can you just fuck off? And then he tells me later that it was his mum. And I'm like, oh, no, I'm so sorry. And he goes, oh, no, don't worry. And then they leave pamphlets on the door. And I'm like, oh, cool. And when I lived with my ex again, we had a fireplace. That shit doesn't burn. Okay, I was desperate to start a fire. I had wood, I had everything, but I needed paper. So I tried throwing that. No, wouldn't burn. So when they came back,
I want to see on your channel if you can upload trying to burn a Jehovah's Witness book just to.
I would love to do that. That'd be awesome. But they don't come back anymore.
Oh,
Feel free to send me stuff. I'll be happy to do that. But then I'll probably offend you, Iris and Van and everyone else who believes.
I mean, I respect everyone's religion. Iris is not a Jehovah's Witness, but I used to think, like when I was younger and I had my first apartment, these two really hot Jehovah's Witness boys, like guys, they were like around my age. They'd come over and I'd let them in and sit there and talk to me. And it doesn't happen the same way it does in pornography. Like I thought, like this is going to turn out really good for me. And they would just sit there talking about their religion the whole time. And I still, to this day, they would talk to me forever about it. I still don't know what the religion is because I was too busy waiting for them to take off their clothes. Again,
Aw.
a group of people that they make them wear shirts and ties. God does not care what you mean. God put us in our birthday suits. We come out of our mom's vag, sweating hot, by the way, naked and wet. Okay, so who's to say I can't show up to a job interview naked and wet? Actually,
Exactly. Oh, and that story I was telling you about in the chat, because I was doing voice to thing because I couldn't see the keypad properly. I was wearing this really beautiful zirconia ring I got from this jeweler over here called Zamels. And the jeweler goes, well, if you're going to work with us, you can't wear tacky rings like, them. And I'm like, well, I bought this one from your store about a month ago.
Mm-hmm.
Then they're like, oh, okay. And I'm like, So that was a bit annoying, but just how they thought my ring was tacky, but it was one of theirs. So it's like, yep. See how it works. But no.
I don't know, because I'm seeing a lot of people commenting about like how the Jehovah's Witnesses come to their door and stuff. I don't know how pushy they are because they've always been polite, but when it comes to any religion, like I love talking about my experience with God, like just because it's cool and it's like fascinating and it's so awesome to me. But I would never like try to like push and preach to somebody. Who are you waving at, Siren?
Yeah. Oh, they're very, very pushy over here.
Hi, so.
Oh, okay. I thought you're waving. I'm like, you're not leaving there too, are you?
Well, there's a lot of religions that I'm sorry.
Hey, Mike.
That I was just saying that they when you decide to leave a group, or you're not allowed to talk to other people in other groups unless they're in your group, that's where the whole cult dynamic comes in place, and that's where there's people that have anti feelings towards the JW kind of situation. Now, mind you, some of the most fabulous people that I know in the world, they are Jehovah's Witnesses, and they're fantastic people. And there are different. It's a spectrum. There are some that are like hardcore, and there's some that are kind of like open. But
that's what I'm saying. Like the whole religion thing, though. I'm not even talking about just Jehovah's Witness. Like there's a guy downtown. There's a group of people, like a church, and they stand there with big signs and they scream like crazy people. Okay, they're not even saying this in logical sounding voices, which is the way that God speaks to me. They're like, burn in hell for eternity if you don't do this, and turn back and save yourselves from hell. I'm sorry, but if you're inviting me to like a party at your house or to have dinner at your house, quote unquote, eternity in heaven, if you're acting like a bunch of crazy bitches, I don't want to come to your house. So you're scaring people away and you're judging them rather than like being warm and welcoming and inviting, which is exactly what the fuck God is. He's chill as fuck. You don't see Jesus downtown fucking throwing shit at people, cussing at people, screaming, telling them they're gonna burn. No, Jesus is like, whatever. You could find Jesus in the dispensaries, chilling, smoking a joint, being like, whatever, bro. Like, fuck up.
Like Adelaide's known as the city of churches. And we also we believe we still have it. It's this festival called Feast, which is for the gay community to do what they do and have like shows on and all that kind of crap. And I used to volunteer for them, and it would be really awkward when we used to have at the end of the feast week or 2 weeks, sorry, there would be this thing called Picnic in the Park, where everyone can go that's gay, straight, whatever, can go and have a good time. And there would be people like Robbie was just saying about how they'd be outside the gates and going, oh, you're all going to burn in hell. You're all going to, God doesn't love you. And my brother was feeling really like down and out and stuff. He goes up to them and he goes, he was wearing, he wore a T-shirt that said proud, like pride. And it had a love heart and it was rainbow. And he was really proud of it. And he went up to them and goes, if God is so good, why did he take my grandmother, And he goes, because of that. And he pointed at my brother's T-shirt. And even though I was volunteering and I had to be on my best behavior, I went up to them and I went nuts at them. I said, I'm not atheist. I'm not a believer of your God. But here's the thing. God loves all people, whether they're straight, bi, trans, doesn't matter. God loves them all. And for you to stand out here and even say that to my brother, you're committing a freaking sin. Get the away from here or I'm going to call the authorities. And then a whole bunch of friends I had at the time, you know, stood behind me, drag queens, transgender, gay, and all these people stood behind me. And I said, you know what, we're going to come to your church, wherever you salute from, and we're going to start doing pitchfork things like you are doing at this event. We're going to do that outside your church. And then the cops came up and go, what's going on? I said, they basically said my grandmother died because my brother's gay. And they're now harassing everybody who in there is trying to have a good time. And the cop guy goes, oh, she threatened us. And I said, you threatened the community here first. And the cop goes to the other people, you've got 5 minutes to get off this property or we're going to arrest every single one of you. They stormed off and every single cop that was there shook me by the hand and says, thank you. And I'm like, no worries.
Listen, if you first of all, if you have that much anger inside of you, you don't fucking have love of anybody. You could say Christ's love is inside of you. No, it is not. Okay. That's like saying Christ's love was inside of the whole fucking Manson family. Okay. It was not. They love to do home invasions and stab people to death. Okay. And second of all, okay, disrupting the peace. I don't know how it is over in Australia, but if you're disrupting the peace here, one person, if you're disturbing the peace, you get arrested. However, people.
Oh no, you just get a warning here.
Oh well, I'm just you know, or you get a ticket or something like that. I don't know. I haven't disturbed the peace in a long time, but you get like in trouble for that. But there's an excuse if you want to throw a fit with a group of people and I don't know, break a bunch of shit, rip down a bunch of statues, and they're like, oh, just get it, stay away from them. It's not safe downtown right now because there's riots and stuff going on. Well, then put the foot down on those motherfuckers right now and arrest their ass. I'm so sick and tired of this. And it's like what I was talking about at the beginning of the stream. I'm so sick and tired of people setting rules and not going by their own rules, like not judging people by what they look like or whatever, but then judging them for a job interview, telling people don't do this, don't disrupt the peace, don't harass people, but allowing people to fucking break shit in public because they're mad that the fucking Avalanche lost the Super Cup or whatever the fuck it's called. What's it called?
We have a thing now where they're like
Champion Cup shit shot glass.
The Stanley Cup?
Yeah, that's the spirit. Go Red Wings or whatever. Isn't that a tampons commercial?
Oh, by the way, did you also know that it's a sin to have a mobile phone, but if you're a Jehovah's Witness, it's not?
Well, okay, hold on a minute.
Huh?
Listen to me very closely.
I'm just telling you everything the Jehovah's Witnesses told me that day when I opened my Diet Coke.
No, I don't know if any of you are Jehovah's Witnesses in here, but if it is a sin to have a mobile phone, don't you think it would save you a lot of fucking steps in a day and a lot of time? You could talk to multiple people at once about the word of the Lord, and you don't have to go knocking on people's doors anymore. You could send them a text, or you could make a TikTok about it. Wouldn't that be fun? Let's make it Jehovah's
When they
Witness
used to turn up at my door, they would say so many things like exposing any part of the breast area is a sin.
Well,
having a
then
mobile
call me
phone
a sinner. Look at these tits.
spring break.
Excuse me. Hold on. I'm knocking on your door. Ready? Answer the door when knock knock.
Okay. Hello.
Oh, would you like to hear about the good word of the Lord Jesus Christ? and because let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Nobody that is from Satan has a rack like this. So you want to switch teams or what?
Oh, and
all right, hold on. Answer the door again. Okay.
Am I answering the door as the Jehovah's Witnesses or as the person?
I'm the Jehovah's, or I'm just a person. I'm just a person talking about Jesus. Ready?
Okay. Hello.
Excuse me. I'm here to talk to you about a thing called lust. Are you interested? Okay. You like to try it on for size? Mama like. Hold on, I need to get a little more coffee. I'll be right back.
Oh, but like I said, there are so many things they said, that were such a sin. How you going, Siren? How you going, Margie?
Hi, sweetheart. It's funny because I try to respect all religions. Period, guys. Like it is. If they love what they do and how they feel, then and they want to spread the word, and they're helping people, then that's fantastic.
I used to love when they turned up in a car, and then about 3 weeks later they turned up on a push bike. I'm like, ran out of gas money, huh? And they're like, what? I said, you turned up on a bike.
Mrs. P's binoculars. I am so gonna hate attack you. I'm gonna hate attack you so hard.
What is that? What did you say earlier in your message to me, Siren? I'm sorry. I know briefly what's happening, but I'm not.
Is that asked if I would sue your friend, and I said yes, ma'am. I said, and there's that. So take that, put that in your pipe and smoke it. And then I was like teasing you, so I was like, hate attack, hate attack, hate attack.
Is that from Mrs. Is that what's going on with that side thing right now?
Yeah, we're all just kind of taking Mrs. Portland's sayings and having fun with them.
I've been watching this cute little bird on YouTube. His name is Kiki, and it's like the blue chicken, and he's the cutest little thing. And he goes, so like it's kind of like me and Jet, that's our new conversations together. But you'll see it soon.
Hey guys.
Yes.
Hang on, before I gotta go in like 10-15 minutes, and I'm waiting for my friend. Have you guys heard of Ricky Rebel? I text him and ask him if I could show him show you guys one of his new songs, because he has a channel and he like makes music kind of like Britney Spears. He's a gay guy and he's a Trump supporter, which I love. And he like makes music that you would think is like, and people are so stereotypical because you think to be blunt, like, oh, this is gay sounding music or whatever, but it's like dance good music. And he has like points, because if you just listen to him, this is like kind of how blind, I always say my community, but like the LGBTQ whatever plus community is, because if they heard his music, they would dance to it because the sound. But if you listen to the lyrics, they would probably push him away, because he's not extremely political, but he's just about like thinking for yourself. He's a Trump supporter and he's like in the middle and thinks for himself. So I wanted to play one of his songs, but I'm waiting for him to text me back to tell me if it's okay. Otherwise, I'll just give you his channel because I don't want to get a strike. Because you know how YouTube will like automatically strike you because his music's like copywritten, so it'll like automatically do a strike. Ooh, what's the breaking news, Gypsy? But no, I wanted to do a couple of these cards that I was going to do in the beginning. Have you ever seen this? Things they don't teach you in school.
Things they don't teach you in school. I can name about a dozen, but I won't.
Hey, Missing in Life. Okay, you ready for this?
Yep.
These are fun and really informative. I learned a lot from these yesterday. Okay. Can a boxer, like a professional boxer, compete with a beard?
No.
Why?
No.
Why?
Because, well, actually,
Mike Tyson doesn't eat chins, but I don't know.
I assume the beard could provide cushioning.
Yeah.
Beards are prohibited, although boxers are allowed to have a thin mustache, and that's it.
But that doesn't say why.
Why?
Yeah, it doesn't say why, actually. Okay, here's another one. Do a gallon of water and a gallon of ice weigh the same?
No.
No, a gallon of water weighs more.
Yep.
That's weird. Is it weird how we're like weightless inside of water and it's not heavy on us, but outside if we hold it in something, it's heavy? What the fuck?
Well, the some of the O2 will come out of the actual. Sorry, I'm a nerd.
Okay, what's the total number of people that have ever lived on Earth?
That have ever lived?
It says that have ever lived on Earth.
I'm gonna say maybe 10 billion.
I'll say 30 billion.
I'll say, let's see, there's 6 billion now, so I'm going to say 12 billion.
Okay. It's actually 105 billion. Okay. Here's a good one. Does a marriage between less attractive man and a beautiful woman last longer than other marriages? Or for less time?
100%.
So I'm going to say that again because does a marriage between a less attractive man and a beautiful woman last longer than other marriages or for less time? And it is actually on average, their marriages last longer.
Yeah.
I got it right. I
mean, is money involved?
Look at
Okay.
Explains why I've never
say-
been married.
I would say
Holy
it's because
shit!
the most attractive man is more devoted to that woman. So,
What?
Ooh, Siren, there's a David Beckham question on this one, but the first one says, "Are there any animals that live forever?" I did not know this.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, cockroaches.
the,
there's an immortal
good answer.
jellyfish.
there's
Oh my god,
the,
Siren! Siren
it's
got
like
it.
the amoeba thing. What is it? The frog or the amoeba?
No, Siren got it. It's so yes, there are animals that live forever, and some jellyfish can potentially live
That's right.
infinite lives once they are sexually mature. Their cells can undergo transdifferentiation if injured.
And they're
I didn't know that.
exactly the same. They're what do you call it? They're genetically the
Bye,
same.
anti-side eye.
That's crazy.
Okay, here's one. David Beckham missed a penalty kick in England's European Championship quarterfinal against Portugal in 2004. And the ball went up into the stands and was then sold on eBay. How much did it sell for? Shit, I wish
$1
I'd
million.
paid $10 million for his used underwear.
I don't care. He's hot.
Hey, David, call me.
Wrong David probably will.
Sorry, David. Our
How
marriage
much,
won't last
how much
very
do you
long.
think his balls sold for, Siren? David Beckham's balls.
Probably a lot if there was both of them. 50,000 pounds.
£1 million.
So
5
it's
million.
18,000 okay, it's 18,700 pounds, and so in US dollars, that's $25,000.
So it's almost 50,000 Australian. Wow.
See, that's bullshit. Because here's the thing, like
Okay.
literally, you're paying that much money for a ball that David Beckham kicked. Like, I don't care about the ball he kicked. I want to smell his shoes. Okay, and the other part is, you could go to Walmart and probably buy the same ball for like $12. You know what I'm saying? It's stupid.
Talk about inflation. Man.
He has a very high pitched voice. He can high pitch anything if he wants to. Okay. Why can't you eat cheese that's moldy if you can eat blue cheese?
Some cheese starts out moldy.
Isn't cheese mold? All cheese is mold. Essentially.
Tammy?
Oh, I was just going to say, I don't know, because I don't like blue cheese. So
Me neither. It says some molds produce toxic substances and are harmful to eat. However, the mold on blue cheese is harmless. How much does this? Speaking of somebody saying, Peach saying you want to wear a skin, that goes perfect with the next question, Peach. How much does the skin of an adult human weigh? Not David Beckham.
I would
Well,
say.
I guess it would be David Beckham's skin.
I would say 15 to 20 pounds.
because we use
Tammy?
kilos over here in Australia, I'll say about 20 kilos. I don't know what that is in pounds. Please don't ask me.
25 pounds.
7 pounds. 7 pounds.
She's right. She's closer, I think.
Okay, hang on.
Can someone see what 7 pounds is in kilos, please?
Hey Siri, how much is 7 pounds in kilos?
Nice side eye, Siren.
3.18.
I went the wrong way. Sorry.
3.18 kilograms.
Thank you, darling.
Okay, let's do one more card. What is the distance that the total of one person's poop excreted over a lifetime would measure? Not the shit that comes out of some of these bitches' mouths, but their tush.
Oh. I don't even want to think about shit before I go to bed.
My dog just likes to walk and poop, and it drives me crazy. I don't know.
How
I don't
far?
poop. I'm a
No.
girl.
Oh, please. Then you got tons of miles backed up in your system right now.
Uh,
Oh, that'd be a nice weight loss thing. There you go.
20 kilometers.
To the moon and back. I don't know.
4 miles.
It's 2 miles. 2 miles. How long can
No idea
one
what that is in
person live? Ooh, how long can one person live on only water?
I know it's-
Forever.
No, it's. I believe it's average would be. It's. I'll say 2 weeks was like the average, but then you talk about people that they. I don't know. Two.
I guess this would be a good time to advertise my sponsor, Liquid IV. This shit's amazing. You could get 15%
Love
off
it.
free shipping with code say Robbie82.
Yeah, I was going to say quote
Um,
your channel name and you get 10% off.
Yeah, it's 30 days. You
I
could
was
live
gonna
on
say 2 to
over
30 days. Yeah.
hmm
It's
Um,
funny. Oh, just water. Duh.
Yeah, just water and sunshine. So where on the body is skin the least sensitive?
I know this one. I was going to say the forehead.
The back.
Margie?
My neck, my back. I don't know. I'm gonna go with my. Yeah, I would say like on like a joint.
It's the heels.
Yeah.
The heels.
Shit.
Does a person who stutters also do so when they speak in a dream?
No.
Mm.
Like when they're in the dream talking.
Yeah, no. I'm saying no.
The answer is yes.
Well, they don't
Wow.
stutter when they sing. Can you imagine all the people that are professional singers or sing for fun if they were a stutterer and they sang the song "I Will Always Love You"? Or
Yeah, it would sound
can you
like
imagine how that would be if Whitney Houston
it would
sang
be a
with a stutter?
remix. It would just be a remix.
Oh, me.
It
I
was like
shouldn't
was
even
doing
take
at the
stutter.
beginning there.
Sorry.
What was I saying to Margie? Are we good now? Are
we good?
now?
Are you
good now?
Yes.
Are we good now?
Are you good now?
Are you good now?
I remember when I saw someone, I met someone once with a stutter and I thought they were cold. And I said, "Did you want a jumper?" Like, no, I'm fine. I'm like, "You're not cold?" I'm like, "No."
If you
I have
said
a
you want to jump
stutter.
her out here,
I know. I
in
was
Europe,
like, wait, what are we doing?
we'd be like,
No, I
that's
felt
just
really
a very
bad.
sexual thing to say to me. Of course, I want to jump you.
Get wrong with your bad
Oh, look
selves.
it. Peach says your body will behave the way it does when you're awake. I mean, that makes sense. So I do you guys
No,
maybe a
that's
little
in
bit.
my dreams.
So,
I'm pain free.
but so do you have like Tourette's in your sleep, like in the dream? Or do you not have Tourette's in your dream? Like in your dream, will you be there on a date with David Beckham and all of a sudden be like, fuck me up the fuck?
Your arm lifts up
I'm
too.
sorry, I don't do that to anyone but Victoria.
Oh.
Ooh,
Are they
hang on.
Australian or English?
They're English. Well, she's from the Spice Girls. They're English.
Oh, I thought David Beckham was Australian.
No.
Red
He
Door
talks
Woman.
completely different from me.
Languages too.
So is he
If he
a
was
sir?
Australian.
Is he a Sir David Beckham? Oh my God, that's awesome. Red Door Woman dreams in 2 languages.
I do
Yeah, if you're
too.
bilingual, that's awesome. Hey, I've never had a dream of Pig Latin and I'm completely... I may completely K uenfle ne ik pe atenle. Oh, say I way may I atne aven hey indre. Ne ik pe atenle. Upway are they ukfe.
Oh my God.
AK.
Okay.
Okay. Pig Latin
Why
is
can't I
bad for
have
you.
dreams of
Okay.
Pig? I love Pig Latin. Hey, I want to hear an Australian person speaking Pig Latin. Go, Tammy.
Oh God, it's amazing.
Oh, I have no fucking idea how to talk Pig Latin.
You say, I may aimne ze a amite. My name is Tammy. Amite. So you take Ami and then T and
Hang
move
on.
it to the back and A. Amite.
Say it with me, though. So say it again so I can repeat after you.
I'm going to say your channel name. Utre.
Outre.
I'm Cray.
I'm Cray.
Discussion Day.
Discussion Day.
Discussions Day.
Amite.
Oh, it's too confusing. I'll just say my name is Tammy, but I'll go Emmy May. There you go. Emmy May's a nice name.
I
like
do
that.
cocaine before I go to sleep too, misdemeanor. Just kidding. She said she could fly in her dreams. Oh, Anitra fasted for a month and 5 days, only water and some juices. Wow. I am like hypoglycemic, so I'd get very weak and shaky if I did something like that, especially if there was any caffeine involved. No, I couldn't. Yeah, you guys would see me on the news for sure. Not even the nighttime news. I'd be on the fucking morning news. Breaking news.
Okay. Speaking of dreams, I had a dream one time that, you know, those
Then I gotta
sandwich
grab my
bags
coffee.
that you can, sorry, you know, those sandwich bags you can zip up, like close up with the clippy thingies. I had a nightmare one time that sandwich bags were trying to eat my feet. So that's weird.
Sorry about that.
Okay.
About that.
I talk in my sleep a lot.
Apparently,
We
so do I.
we wake up laughing. Michael and I wake up laughing all the time, and he wakes up talking and saying weird shit and like just.
Oh, I
weird
say
stuff.
weird. Like apparently I was like mad at my mom. Like I was screaming at my mom and about some sort of like spaghetti sauce. Like I don't even know. It makes no sense like, about the dream. But Jet's like hitting me. He's like, Mom. And I'm like, I guess I it's just weird because I don't, for some reason, if I talk in my sleep, I can't remember the dream.
Mm-hmm.
It's like
I have very detailed dreams and like they're fun and I can control them. I can control the narratives, so I lucid dream very often. Yeah, and I'll often be like in a place where it's like it's realistic, like, oh, I'm at school and I'm trying to graduate again, and then in the dream I'll be like, bitch, I already graduated, and I'll still dream like, fuck you, and I'll start flipping over desks and be like, this is a dream, bitch. Yeah. Rock on.
All right, I'll tell you about 2 dreams I've been having continuously since I've lived on my own. One is I don't run. Okay, so this is why it's a really fucked up dream.
So you don't run.
I have a dream that I'm running somewhere. Someone is chasing me, but they're wearing a mask. And then when they finally catch me, it's like that part of Scream when Drew Barrymore removes the mask at the beginning of the first one. And I remove the mask, and it's like it's different people each time. Another one, I'm sitting on the jetty down at Glenelg here, and someone pushes me, and I land in a shark's mouth.
Tammy.
So if someone can decipher that, let me know.
That's like, are you sure you don't need to speak to somebody? Like, are you okay? You know that
No,
dreams like represent...
the thing is though, is that okay? This is something that everybody that knows me knows. I went through a domestic violent relationship, and since living on my own, like the one being chased, it can be anybody. There's even been a time when the person behind the mask has been you, Robbie. It's been Siren. It's been Margie. It's been Rosetta, Rosalie. It's been other people that I won't mention their names, but there's been other people, and it's actually woken me up so badly that I'm actually like crying.
Can I make a creepy face the next time you pull my mask off? That's like, you remember this face next time you see me in your dream.
It's funny, I can't actually see what you're doing. Oh God, Robbie. No, you're looking there like I've just done, like every person that I've ever come across, it's been them. And it's actually, for sometimes when I don't hear from people, it's them continuously until I hear from them and they say we're cool, and then I'm fine. But the dream, I had a little bit of a nap today because I was so tired and in so much pain. And I woke up and I was actually it's cold here, and I was actually sweating. And then I looked down, and sometimes I have scratch marks on my stomach, and I don't have nails, so I don't know how the hell I scratched. But sometimes I'll be bleeding, and depending on where the stab marks is, where the person stabs me that time, it will be either, excuse my way of putting this, it'll be on my boob, it'll be on my stomach, it'll be on the side of my neck.
Tammy.
And then by the middle of the afternoon, it's gone. Yes.
Do me a favor. Do me a solid real fast. Can you look at the screen just really fast?
Yep.
Oh, wait. I got one too.
Thanks, Robbie. You're actually holding it in a different way. You're actually holding it like you're about to plunge it into my heart.
Back off, Drew. There's a new bitch in town.
No, but it's the dreams are really scary.
Well, I think there's people in the chat right now that are kind of discussing how dreams, what they mean, and I do have a recurring bad one too, and it's interesting though because I think I'd like to talk about this more with you on a future live. I think it's really interesting. So let's.
Yeah, I was actually going to do that one night. Try and find someone who can decipher dreams and do a live about it. Tell me your dreams by Cindy Sheldon.
You know what I think it represents? That's a good book. I think it represents you don't trust people.
Yeah.
I do though. I trust you guys. I trust
people are removing their mask and then they're pushing you into a shark's mouth.
No. It's 2 separate dreams. What? No. The first dream is I'm being chased and I'm being stabbed. The second dream is that I'm sitting on a jetty on my own, and then I lose my balance and stuff as I'm sitting there, and I'm taking a picture of the waves on the opposite side of the jetty as the waves are coming in, and then someone goes past. No idea who the hell it is.
So that's
and I lose my footing. But I'm the only one on the jetty.
I know what you need to do. You need to turn this into, now that you're self-aware of these dreams, turn them into a lucid dream, and you turn that into a sex dream, and you flip the script on these people that like, or if they're confusing you, and you just sleep with them and then scare them off, and you probably won't have the dream ever again.
I was
You
just
got to
sitting
sleep with
here
these people in
thinking
your
that
dreams.
we were
Robbie, I
turning
could
into
do
the
that,
lyrics to
but
Testify My Love by Madonna. And I'm just sitting here like, tell me your dreams. Am I in them?
there's only one problem with that idea, Robbie, is that it's sometimes a family member that I have that is stabbing me.
Give it a try. It's
I
just a
know we
dream.
have weird dreams about family members and shit. Come on.
It's
Of
just
course,
a
it's
they're
that
the ones
dream.
that are
cousin.
stabbing me.
A dream.
Who cares? You know how many times I've slept with my sister in my dreams intentionally?
I mean, come on.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I'm totally kidding.
Love you, Amber. Have a good day.
Oh my God, you guys crack me up. And what song was that you're saying, Siren?
I said, how close is that cousin?
No, not him.
Guys, I gotta go. I was gonna play you one of Ricky's songs. He texted me and said if I play it, they might mute it, but we'll just give it a try. Screw it. Who cares?
Okay.
But he's
Well,
like,
we get to hear it live.
Are you
Hold on,
going to
let
be
me-
around later today to talk about the articles I sent you?
yes. Oh, wait. Well, no, I gotta go to work, but we will do that next time. Maybe tomorrow
Okay.
or the next day.
Yeah.
That's what, Margie, I came on here and I was gonna do these cards first, and then I was gonna bring up the articles you sent me, and we started talking about job interviews and stuff.
Neck tattoos. I know. Shit.
Completely got, and that's why I titled this Perfect though, off the wall, because I mean, it really was just
That's the whole reason that
It's
came up
definitely
here.
been that.
I
yeah.
forgot to tell you that when I was working at the place that shall remain nameless, but it rhymes with ball fart, I asked a dude one time, because he was contracted in, about his teardrop tattoo. And he said that it did not stand for being murdered, but he got it during a really difficult time in his life. And he would not tell me what it really stood for. So that's
On Ricky
Oh.
Lake once, I watched an episode of Ricky Lake. Ricky Lake, and there was a guy with a tattoo.
I
A
love
teardrop
Ricky
tattoo,
Lake,
and
by
it
the way.
represented that they had killed someone.
Oh.
So
Oh my God, right when you said they killed someone, you have police sirens in the background. Is that you?
I live a few blocks from a hospital.
Oh, I thought that was Tammy. I was like, you guys have police officers in Australia?
No, they're
yes, we do.
different. They're totally different though.
Even though our crime rate's really up, yes, we have police officers in Australia.
Really? And then how come all of my trolls are in Australia? Nobody's catching these bastards? Jesus.
Are you saying I'm a troll, Robbie?
No, but a lot of crazy assholes that stalk me there are a couple of them. in
Oh,
Australia.
well,
I mean,
I'll
there's
get them all
also
to
some
back
good
off.
ones,
I'll tell them to ease up.
yeah, because they're not very nice people. You know what I'm saying?
No, I haven't. I've only been trolled twice, I think. So,
Mm.
it's
All right,
fun
guys.
though.
Well, I'm gonna play.
Thanks for having me up here, Robbie.
I love you.
I
Love you
love you
guys.
too, sweetheart. Bye.
Bye. Bye, Siren. Bye, Jet's
Bye,
mom. I love
guys.
you.
Love you.
I'm gonna end with because we were talking about like politics a little bit earlier, and how like people just see you as one thing and they think you're automatically, just like getting a job interview, you're gonna, oh, you have to wear a shirt and tie and you have to do this, and like people do that with Christians. They do it with since I'm gay, they do it since I should be like a liberal since I'm gay, or think a certain way. And so Ricky Rebel, he makes like really good music, and he also does really good streams. I believe on Tuesdays he live streams on his channel, but he just released an album, and I was trying to find one of his new songs to play for you guys. And I'm going to speed it up. I just asked him if I could play one, but this is not off his new album, and he said it might mute it. So I might have to, if you're watching the replay, I might have to cut off the end of this. I'll just speed it up a little bit. This is American Rebel. He's like a really, and it goes to show, like, if you're looking at him, you would think, oh, he's into, like, it's so stereotypical because his style and, represents LGBT and all this. And then you listen to his thoughts and you're like, wow, this guy's like, he allows you to think for yourself. And I like that about him. And you guys, I put his channel link in the chat, and we're going to play American Rebel because this is a good song. He's like, to me, the song is like not about fitting like a certain narrative or somebody else's narrative. So I hope you guys enjoy the song. And I'm going to end it after this. So have a beautiful day, and I love you, and have a wonderful day. Bye.
Don't try to pressure me. Don't try to lecture me. Don't put me in your box. You can't control my thoughts. No. It's time that we have this conversation. Turn off fake news to heal the nation. Wanna punish me but not believe in their life. I just wanna live my life. An American rebel, doing what I can to be my own man. I go right, I go left. I am no regret. I'm an American rebel. Sex, clothes, and color don't make me who I am. Those things don't make a man. I don't give a damn what you think about me. I'm just a proud American. I'm an American rebel, doing what I can to be my own man. I go right, I go left. I am no regret. I'm an American rebel. Maybe one day we could go together. Until that day, I'm gonna survive the turbulent weather. I'm an American rebel, doing what I can to be my own man. I go right, I go left. I am no regret. I'm an American rebel. I'm an American rebel, doing what I can to be my own man. I go right, I go left. I am no regret. I'm an American rebel. An American rebel, doing what I can to be my own man. I go right, I go left. I am no regret. I'm an American rebel.
No chance.